Happy Keto New Year! I never have to say that again. Sorry, kind of silly sounding. So it's the first day of the new year, and our vegetarian keto experiment is going strong. I am feeling fantastic today. Went to bed on New Year's Eve at 9 p.m. Got to see the fireworks over the Gold Coast from our bed. I didn't know we'd get to do that here in our new home. So that was a lovely way to end New Year's Eve day, to end 2019. And this morning, today's been awesome too, going for a walk and some prayer and meditation to get my head sorted, and continuing with this vegetarian keto experiment, which my partner and I both are really enjoying. So here are the tidbits I've been reflecting on and wanting to catch you up on. One is we are regularly using every weird kitchen gizmo that we own. So I used, it's not a spiralizer. A spiralizer would have been easier. I used this weird little vegetable shaper scraper that we got in Vietnam to make zucchini noodles with Alfredo sauce today. This was the best meal. It was amazing. I would have posted a picture, except I ate mine too fast. Oh, related to that meal. Well, so the tip or the learning is have lots of kitchen gizmos, garlic presses, hand blenders, like all of those kinds of things. We've been using all of ours. Made a fantastic meal, followed by a special New Year's treat for us. We found an ice cream brand called De Nada at the store. It does not advertise itself as a keto ice cream per se, but it is. One serving has maybe around 10 grams of fat and like 1 gram of protein, 1 gram of carbs each. So that was pretty exciting. It's nothing we're going to make the basis of our diet on an ongoing basis, but the ice cream tasted great. Pretty clean label. It's sweetened with xylitol, which is a sugar alcohol originally derived from birch tree. It tasted nice and clean. It didn't have a weird, like stevia-like aftertaste. So that was a lovely treat and fun for the New Year's. Okay, what else? Micronutrients are a huge thing I've been tracking to see, can I get the majority of my recommended micronutrients on this fairly restricted diet. And so I've been pleasantly surprised. Things are looking pretty good most of the time. Struggle a little bit with vitamin B12, as many plant-based eaters or plant-based diners do. And in fact, many people may have problems with B12 depending on age and leaky gut, or different kinds of digestive situations. So, and certainly diet. So I'm in good company that one's a little dodgy. Fiber has also been a little bit harder to hit. I know that my fiber intake has gone down with the legumes out and some of the starchier vegetables out off the plate. So fiber's gone down. It's a little bit harder to hit that low recommendation. Like the official dietary recommendations are around 25 grams of fiber a day. It's a struggle for me just to get to that low bottom. And certainly I can imagine that somebody who wasn't as focused on a plant-based diet might not be getting enough fiber on the daily with this diet, which is probably related to the fact that keto is famous as having a constipation effect on people. I haven't experienced that, but again, I am hitting the low bottom of what's recommended, but it takes some attention and takes some planning. So yeah, overall though, the micronutrients have looked great, and that's kind of fun. I might be maxing out on soy. I'm not necessarily someone who is sensitive to soy products. I like tofu, I like edamame, those things are all great, but a huge plate of scrambled tofu doesn't necessarily do me any favors the next day. So still looking for ways to keep variety in there and get adequate protein. I am aiming for around 1.5 grams per kilogram a day, maybe even a little higher. So aiming for around 85 or 90 grams of protein per kilogram per day. That's to maintain my muscle mass and not really lose weight, just stay kind of steady on. I'm pretty active. I go to the gym. So I do have that higher protein requirement that can be a bit harder to hit on a plant-based diet. If you're looking to lose weight on a plant-based keto diet, that protein requirement's even a bit higher, the recommendations, depending on your starting weight and where you are on that weight loss journey. So getting enough protein in is pretty intense, an intense like place of mental effort. And that's going fine with that effort put in. I don't know what it will look like when we go back to a more less of a holiday vacation kind of time frame, but when life gets busy again in January, it might be quite a bit to try to navigate. So grateful for eggs and protein powder right now. Yeah, so, those are just some of the little things I wanted to mention about how we're going, some of the challenges, some of the solutions. Oh, on the protein, the one other thing I would say, I've had people ask me or suggest you don't want to get too much protein, it'll push you out of ketosis. Well, the research doesn't really back that up. Certainly for most of us who are not elite athletes, but maybe mid-range weight, moderately active, moderately fit, the research doesn't show a strong correlation between protein intake and being in ketosis. The key thing is to keep that carb count low, and you want to keep the protein high enough to maintain or potentially build muscle, add to weight loss, add to satiety, whatever your specific goals are. But our need for protein doesn't change based on being in keto. Which, final point on that, we don't think we are. My partner and I remain really skeptical that we're actually in ketosis, certainly not keto adapted yet. I've given up on the urine test strips entirely. They don't seem to have any useful information, and I haven't read anything that persuades me that they work or that they're particularly accurate. So we are thinking about getting that breath testing meter. After all, I haven't priced it out. I don't know if it's going to quite be worth it. We'll keep you posted on that. And then the last thing is just to say, both of us feel fantastic. Energy is really high, feels really stable. Not having dips and peaks before and after eating, having a real sense of mental clarity throughout the day. No mood swings. My partner particularly would get pretty mood swingy around feeling hangry or really just that sugar intake, even if it's healthier sources of sugars. So we're both feeling fantastic. We're keen to continue this experiment for a while into 2020, the vegetarian keto experiment. And if we get a hang on how to make it work in a sustainable way in the middle of a busy life, rather than a relaxed vacation life, we may think about doing more of a keto cycling kind of approach where we'll go a period of time following that keto vegetarian diet, and then a little bit of a period of time on a lower carb, higher fat, moderate protein diet, and then just switching back and forth. So we have that flexibility. We're getting that broad range of foods in, and getting to eat all the things, including all of the amazingly, surprisingly delicious vegetarian keto things. So that's my update for the day. Feeling really good, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and like this approach is supporting that, but it does take some focus and energy. Please send me any questions you have or any experiences that you're having with trying to adapt to a vegetarian keto diet especially, but also a keto diet in general. Would love to hear how it's going for you. Wishing you a very happy Keto New Year. There, I've said it twice. I promise never again. Okay, over and out.